You are watching Melody Lane. With me, you're gonna have a great crafting time.
Well, hello there, crafty friends. It's Holly with Melody Lane Inspired, and we have a new Cricut Disney digital mystery box. And this one is Stitch. Stitch is a family favorite, so I'm excited for this. First, I'm going to show you the images in it, but then we're going to do a whole project where I show you how to design it. And we're going to go ahead and use new Cricut Printable Iron-on to go ahead and press it onto a shirt. So let's take a peek at all the images that are included in this digital mystery box. And in this digital mystery box, we are getting 5 different sets of Stitch images. First up is Disney Stitch One of a Kind, and there's going to be 13 images in this. Oh, how stinking cute. That Stitch is adorable. Oh, it's got the same Stitch in it as this one too. This is a good day to have a good day. I love that. And then Stitch and Angel, his girlfriend. Oh, these are cute. And I want you to think that these are not just outlines. Duplicating the images and contouring, you can bring these to life with color and make them whatever color you want. These are so cute. We had a chinchilla named Stitch. I love this one. This is when Stitch has just had it. Lilo does the same thing. She'll just lay on the ground and play music, but Stitch has had it. I think it's funny how Stitch loves Elvis. I'm going to actually use this image here. I'm going to end up taking this image, bring it to life with color, and then I'm going to design an image around it. Also included are the Disney Stitch 626 24 images. Stitch Kawaii. Shook. I like that. Oh, and Scrump. Stitch, when he's crazy, he's got his extra arms out. I wonder if that's Stitch's planet. It is. Planet Turo. I did not remember that. I'm like, what's the name of his planet? And Stitch playing the guitar. Now remember, you can change the color of these also. Cute with his tongue hanging out. Oh, upside down Stitch. Lilo. And then we're also getting Disney Stitch Total Chaos. So there's 15 images in this. Stitch going crazy. Oh, she looks like she's blowing kisses, doesn't she? That'd be so cute to put with Stitch. And Stitch with his ukulele. He's always jamming. That Stitch silhouette is great too to cut out with his silhouette. You could also like cut it out and do infusible ink and then make it with a pattern. Oh, I love this tropical love. Oh, that's so cute. It's got her blowing the kisses. Every time I move the mouse, it covers it. But it's got her blowing the kisses and then Stitch with his little ukulele. Stitch with the surfboard. And then we're getting these. These are awesome, especially with the sticker. All the sticker makers. Everybody's making stickers now. This is a Stitch Vacay mode printables. So we're getting 15 different images here. Look at these. These are all set to make stickers or print. Stitch ice cream shop. That's super cute. Scrump. I love the colors of Scrump too. Aren't these fun in just island vibes? I think he lost the sunglasses. But I love the colors of these and they're just fun. Stay cool. No bad days. Aloha chillin'. That's awesome. Rock on, Stitch. Him and his surfboard. I love this one. It says living the dream with a rainbow with Stitch playing the ukulele to Angel. That's a really cool vacay mode. Carefree. These just make me happy. I don't know. I love these. These printables are stinking adorable and everybody is making stickers. My feeds are full of the stickers. I love them. I myself am loving making them. And the last one that's included is Disney One of a Kind. So if you search Stitch, this one won't come up. So you want to know the name of it here. Oh my gosh. And these are also printables. These are so cute. Always an angel. Oh my gosh, I love these. I love Stitch with the heart too. You can put these in waterproof stickers too, remember, and put them on water bottles or whatever, but these are adorable. Sunny side up. He's just done. What's it say? Move with the sea, dance with the waves. Too cute. So that is all the images included in the Cricut Disney Stitch Mystery Box. Links to purchase are in the video description below, and once you purchase them, you will have access to them in your design space. And that's 80 different Stitch images. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to design a project with one of those images. Now first up, I'm wanting to make a gradient like sun, let's say. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring in a square, and I'm going to unlock it. Actually, I just want to make a long rectangle. And then once I get one, I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate it and bring that one down. I don't want each 5 of these to be the same, so I'm going to use 5 total, so I'm just keep duplicating. But like I said, I don't want them all the same thickness, so this one I'm just making a little thicker. Maybe my line in between a little bigger, and I'm just going to duplicate till I get 5 of them in spaced and sized however you like. Now we just need to add one more, so I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this one also. And now I'm going to grab a circle. So I'm just going to make it a different color so it's easier to see. And I'm just going to drag this big because we're going to slice it through. And now I'm just adjusting the circle because I'm going to move it up, but I want the bottom piece, I'm cutting it off, and I'm just looking at how wide across do I want basically the straight edge on the bottom. So I'm just going to drag the circle until I think it's good. And now I'm just going to one by one go through and slice these. So I'm clicking one of the rectangles, then choosing the circle and hit slice. And then I'm going to do that for each different rectangle and go on down. And now I'm just going to go ahead and delete the pieces that I don't need. So I know I don't need any of these outer black ones. I'm going to delete those first. And then I'm going to go ahead and delete the white ones. Now I can, instead of just trying to click on each one, I'm just going to go over here in my layers panel. In each one that is a white slice, I know I just need to delete. And now I just have the big one left to delete, and I can delete that. And by doing it this way, I can change each color. Each different section, I can make a different color. And when I think of Stitch, I think Hawaii, palm trees. So let's go ahead and search in images for some palm trees. I did add a palm tree in, but then I'm like, you know what? I actually need one that's kind of like longer and skinnier. Actually, what I'm looking for is exactly in this. It's got the long, skinny trunk. Now, it is a group of palm trees, and I don't necessarily need a group, but that's okay because we can contour and then grab which one we would like. Now, I always like to, when I'm going to contour something, I always duplicate before I contour. That way I just have like an original. Not that you have to, but it's just my preference. So now we can choose contour. Now I just need one tree, so I'm going to choose hide all contours. And we can take a look at the images here. And this one on the right is perfect because it's by itself. If we hit hide all contours, we can see like these 3 palm trees here are together. And when you hide contours, it will always have one piece not hid, which is usually the biggest. So here it is the group of the 3 palm trees. So you just want to make sure and click that off before you go to add your image. And by doing that, when we add it, we just have the single palm tree. Now I want to go ahead and flip the palm tree because I want them kind of facing in towards the middle. And then once I go ahead and drag one like I like it, I'm going to unlock it so I can make it taller, a little wider. I'm just going to adjust the other palm tree. And then once I get them how I like, I'm just going to go ahead and click on my palm tree and then hit duplicate. Now I want to flip this one also so it is going the same direction. So I'm just going to go up here to flip and then flip horizontal. That way it will face in. And then once you get that in place, you can go ahead and duplicate the smaller palm tree and flip it. And that way those match also. And now I'm going to add my stitch in. So I'm going to go to the Disney Stitch One of a Kind image set. I'm going to select this stitch at the bottom and hit add to canvas. Now I've got my stitch in here, but I do want to resize this background. So I had dragged my mouse all over everything in the background, the palm trees and the circle, and then selected group. And then hit unlock, and I can go ahead and resize it. Now let's bring some color to Stitch. So first let's go ahead and duplicate. And I'm going to duplicate them a couple times because I'm going to do several different layers of colors. So to do this, you're going to choose contour. And then I'm going to work piece by piece. So I always hit hide all contours unless I'm using most of the contours. And you're always going to have one piece, which for here, it's that big piece at the top. There's always going to be one piece even if you hide all contours. So after you've selected all, if you do not want the one originally that was showing, go ahead and click that, which it's usually the one at the top. Actually, I think it's always the one at the top when you hide all contours that it leaves showing. And now we have the first layer, his ears, and then we can go over up here to color. And there's not any pink there, so I'm going to go ahead and choose advanced and drag this around and just go ahead and click till I get something that I think resembles the inside of Stitch's ear. And that works. So let's go ahead and take another piece and we're going to go ahead and contour this one. So again, I hit hide all contours. And then for this, I'm going to do the dark blue of Stitch. So that's his belly, around his eyeballs. And then I'm unclicking on the one contour that it did show. And I think that's it for this color. So we're going to go ahead and add that in. And for this, it's a lighter blue. So we're just going to go ahead and select a lighter blue there. And you can always refer back to the pictures of Stitch to see actually kind of what colors he is. And that actually looks good to me, so I'm going to drag that over. We'll know exactly where to place it when we bring the big Stitch over the outline just like this. But for now, I'm going to duplicate this a couple times because I have a couple more colors to make. I'll go ahead and hit contour again. And I was going to hit hide all contours, and I thought about it. This is going to be the main color of Stitch. So instead of hiding all contours like I did in the past, this is the actual one that's mostly Stitch's color. So I'm just clicking off the pieces that I don't want the Stitch blue color. And I noticed there's a few pieces I need to contour out again, so I just go ahead and click contour again, and then I can go ahead and select those pieces. I'm going to go ahead and change the colors of those. I decided his eyes need to be a lighter blue because this other blue is kind of a perfect Stitch color. So I'm going to pull these out of the way and move this Stitch over, just lining them up with his ears. And then I'm going to bring this piece up and put it in place, which was kind of tricky to do. I'm like, wait, where does this go? And I think that's the moment I realized, wait a minute, I didn't contour it correctly. Which, no biggie, just go ahead and click contour again and then find that missing piece, which for me, it was the light blue around his eyeball here. So I'm just looking for that, which is right there. You can tell where it is because it highlights dark. There we go. Now Stitch has two eyes. I'm going to drag this piece over. It's looking like Stitchy. And I'm going to duplicate again. Before I ever contour my last piece, I will always duplicate it, so I always have another one. You can get rid of it if you don't need it, but I'm just referring back to Stitch to see what colors he actually is. And we're ready to contour again, so I'm going to go ahead and hit hide all contours. And this time I'm grabbing his nose, and then I'm grabbing each one of his little fingernails. And then we're also going to grab the middle of his back. That's all going to be the same dark blue color. And then we got one more color to make, so I'm just going to duplicate one more time, and then we're going to go ahead and get this one and contour it. We are going to choose hide all contours because all we need is his tongue. So we're going to, or his mouth. So we're going to choose his mouth. Then we're going to unclick the contour that it automatically showed at the top. I'm going to go ahead and change this to a tongue color. I want it kind of more pinky like this. And I think that color is going to work, so we'll go ahead and pull his mouth over. Now, if you want to make sure you're placing these exactly right, you can go ahead and hit the zoom in the bottom left-hand corner there, and you can zoom in and really see if the pieces are placed correctly where they should. He's looking great, but I do notice I do need to change the color. Somehow I must have unclicked it. The outside of his right eye is a darker blue, so I'm going to go ahead and go to that layer, contour it, and then change that. Now I just need to click the part that is around his eye, which is this piece here. And then we should be good to go. There we go. That's Stitchy. So even if you play with it, if you miss something on the contour, don't worry about it. It's okay because you can go back and you can change it. Now that is Stitchy in color. Now I'm going to go ahead to the Printables one and I'm going to grab another image. I like this Vacay mode. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to the canvas. Now I'm going to go ahead and unlock it, that way I can stretch it. I'd like it a little wider. And to flatten this so it cuts as one image, we need to put something behind it to flatten it too. So we just grouped all this together. Just drag your mouse over everything, group, and then hit offset. And we're going to go ahead and add an offset. And then we're just going to drag it to the size we want. See, there's little bumps on the outside from when the inside of the circles go in, so I'm just dragging. See, if we go in, it's going to go in the middle there, and then it's going to cut out all of those pieces. So we want to make sure the offset sets around the entire group that we have. And if you look, you can see no matter how big I get, it still has little indentations around where each section of the circle is. Well, later on in the video, I'm going to show you a way to go ahead and go about that to fix that, because it did annoy me. I want it to be a smooth circle, if you will, with a flat end at the bottom. but I just didn't like those little bumps. So hold on, because I'm going to show you another version of this where we're going to color it, and I'm going to show you how to fix that. And once I have everything in place just how I like it, I'm going to drag the mouse across all of it, and then we're going to go ahead and hit flatten. Now it changed it from a cut to a print and cut in the operation, so you don't have to change anything for that. And this one is finished and ready to print and cut. But let me show you a variation of this, a quick one, how we can change it up a little bit and how I can get that to be smooth around it. Now for this one, I'm just going to do a quick change and show you how to make it gradient, so different colors going up. So I'm just going to go ahead and click each section of the white circle starting at the bottom, and I'm going to start with red, and then I'm going to move to a dark orange, a lighter orange, and then a yellow and a softer yellow, so it's like a sunset. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some text. So I'm just going to pull Vacay mode off of there. I'm going to go ahead and hit text. And as soon as text pops up, I can go ahead and just start writing. If you watch the movie Stitch, you know Ohana is big in Stitch. And when the kids were little, we did what we called our family sandwich at bedtime, which was a group hug. And we'd all huddle and put our hands in and say 1, 2, 3, Ohana forever. So that's why I want to include this on this design here. So I'm going through my text here. I like to go through my bookmarked ones because those are usually my faves. And, ooh, actually, I love the way this one looks, which is usually I go through a gazillion. But I knew I wanted a thicker one there, kind of script. Like, I love that, so that's perfect. So now let's go ahead and add the word forever. So I didn't start writing right away. As you see, I moved the text box over. So to start writing, I just double click on it. And then once I double click, I can go ahead and start writing. And this one I want in a different font. I don't want it to be as chunky because as we see, it just doesn't fit on the right. It's too big. I want to do one with like straighter, kind of thinner lines for this. And if the font box is in your way, you can go ahead and just put your mouse on it and drag it wherever you like. So now I'm going to scroll down until I see one, actually the Artesial Deco. I like that, how it's straighter lines, but it got some thicker lines. Ooh, actually I like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the color so it matches the other black. I could also in the layers panel choose color sync and then drag the black so they're all the same color of black. And then I just unlocked it. I'm going to resize. And then after I get them sized correctly and put in place, I want to make sure they are centered. So I am going to go ahead and choose the Ohana. Hold shift, click the forever, and then click the yellow part of the circle there and align center horizontally. That way it is in the center of the design. And if you want to switch it out for a different stitch, let's go look at another one of the image sets. I love these printables, and I was thinking about this Stitch on a surfboard. So let's go ahead and add him to the canvas. And then once we get Stitch sized how we like, we can go ahead and drag our mouse all over all of this. And then we're going to go ahead and hit flatten. And once we do that, it's changed from a cut to a print and cut. And again, this one's ready to print. You could make it a sticker. You could put it on an iron-on. Now I'm going to show you what I did to try to fix the offset, how it was crooked, but just by using a shape. This is another variation I did of this, and I love the colors on this. This is definitely my favorite. But all I did here was I went to shapes, I grabbed a circle, I unlocked it, and then I stretched it. And that gives like the perfect offset look. And then I sent it to the back, and now I need to slice the bottom. So all I'm going to do is bring in a square here, and I just changed the color so I could easily see the difference between them. And I'm just looking to make my spacing the same as it is going around the rest of the image. So I have unlocked it so I can go ahead and drag it like a rectangle. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this in place. And once the spacing looks good, I'm just going to go ahead and select this and the other item. And then I'm just going to go ahead and choose slice. And now I'm just going to go ahead and click and delete the pieces that I do not need, which are these pink ones here, and then that black also, because that was what it sliced through. And then go ahead, click on here, and I'm going to send it to the back. And there we go. Now we have what's like a perfect offset around it without actually using offset. So I just created the offset with a circle. And I'm going to go ahead and change the offset to white here. And then just like before, I'm going to take my mouse, drag it over the entire image, and then go ahead and choose flatten. And then again, this image is ready to go. And I love this one, and I'm making a shirt for my daughter. So this is the image I'm going to use with the printable iron-on. Now let's talk about the print and cut size. So I have the Joy Extra chosen as my machine, and I like to oversize the image to bigger than it can do. As you see, it gave me the notification right there in red, letting me know there's an issue. It's letting me know that it's too large and that the biggest for this shape is 9.93 by 7.1 inches. Because remember, it depends on the actual shape of the image. So I'm just going to choose the auto resize image, and then that's going to give me the biggest possibility I can for the print then cut with the Joy Extra. And it just depends on your printer capabilities and what machine you're using on how big you can go for the print then cut. But for the Joy Extra, with this shape of image, this is as big as we could go, which is perfect. And because I constantly changed my mind, I decided I wanted it to be a little more round, so I just unlocked it, and then I'm able to drag it here. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to drag it to oversize it until I see that notification, and then I'll just choose auto resize image again. And now just click make it, and we are ready to go. Now let's go ahead and cut our project. And we're going to be pressing this to a black shirt, so I'm going to use the Cricut Printable Iron-on for dark fabrics. But if we were to use a lighter color fabric, then we would go ahead and use the Cricut Printable Iron-on for light fabrics. And once you're done designing it, in Design Space, you'll hit Go, and then the first step is going to be to print it. So you can just hit Send a Printer, and then you can choose your printer from the drop-down, and then hit Print. And then for the iron-on, you will be putting it on a light grip mat. So here's our printed iron-on. Always make sure you check in Design Space the orientation of your page. So it shows me on mine that Ohana is going to be on the left-hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and place that. And we're going to go to the top left corner of the Joy Extra mat. But make sure and check Design Space because for the Venture Say, you're going to go to the bottom. And then in Design Space, just choose Printable Iron-on Dark. Or if you need light, choose light. You just want to make sure that you have a fine point blade in place, which we do. That comes in place with the Joy Extra. Now there's no load button, so you're just going to put it under the guides here and just go ahead and push forward. And then it'll grip your mat. And you will notice I pushed the star wheels over. You're always going to want to move them over if you're doing foiler and cards, but I noticed it when I was doing another printable iron-on project that it left a little line on one, so now I just move them over for the printable iron-on. And then you just click Go in Design Space. And then you just click Go in Design Space, and it's going to start scanning the registration marks, and then it's going to do the cut portion of the print then cut. And then you'll just hit unload on Design Space. Oh, and something to note when you do this. On the iron-on for light fabrics, you're going to have a gridded back with Cricut on it. On the iron-on for dark fabrics, the one side is just the white. You can feel the fabric. And then the back side is a shiny side and has a sticker on it too. I'm going to remove the actual iron-on design by hand, but I'm going to go ahead and weed out the excess just so it's easier to grab. And before I go ahead and weed this, I'm going to go ahead and get my heat press heating up. With the Easy Press 3, you can use the Cricut Heat app. So in the Cricut Heat app, you will choose what material you're pressing and what you're pressing it on, and then it will let you know to send the settings to the press. So it automatically set it. So right now it's heating up and it's letting me know in the app how far it has to go. And then once it's ready to go, this red light will turn green and we are ready to do our shirt. But first, let's go ahead and weed the outside off while that heats up. Careful, no pokey pokey. So I always say no pokey pokey. There we go. This is thicker than the printable iron-on for light fabrics. It's more pigmented too, that way it doesn't show that it's not transparent. And it's turned green, letting us know that we are to temp. So now we can go ahead and get our shirt pressed. But before we press this, we want to go ahead and remove this by hand from our carrier sheet. Something different with this iron-on also is that you won't mirror it like you do normal iron-on. So make sure you do not mirror it. And then we're just going to carefully peel this off the carrier sheet. Applying pressure to the carrier sheet to hold it down, just to make it easier to peel. You're going to take your pressing mat. here. And you can also lint roll this too to get anything you may have off of it before you press it. And then we're going to do a 5-second preheat on this. So we're just going to bring it over. And now it's set for the 30 seconds. Now we're going to go ahead and do our placement. You can, if you want, fold your shirt in half and then hit it with the heat press and it'll give you a crease halfway. But you can do that. I really like that. I use the collar as a guide and then say, okay, does it match up on this side? How far over is it on this side? But whatever works best. There's lots of different ways to try to get it centered. Okay, I think that's good. You're going to take your pressing sheet. This was included in the packages of the Printable Iron-on. And you're just going to cover your design. And then we are set to press for the 30 seconds. So we're going to bring it down. Make sure to cover your design. And you want to give it firm pressure while it's pressing. And the reveal. Love it. Now, because it is there is no backing to this, so there is no peel or anything that has to happen. Once you take off that sheet, it is done. I like to feel around my edges to make sure that it's down everywhere and I don't need to press anywhere. But be careful because it's hot. It's hot, but there we go. How stinking cute. I made this for my daughter. But there it is. Colors look a little different in the camera than they are. They're definitely deeper in person. But isn't that so stinking cute? And this was all made just using shapes, Cricut Access images, and then Stitch from the Cricut Disney Stitch Digital Mystery Box. Like I said, Stitch is a family favorite, so I was so happy when I seen we had a Stitch one. But just by doing all that contouring, just duplicate your image, contour, choose the colors for each layer, and then you bring all of these to life with color. So it's not just the outline. And the Disney Digital Mystery Box is only available for a short time. So make sure you grab it, and once you have it, you have access to those images forever. Links are below to go ahead and purchase the new Iron-on also, and all the new products. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. We actually go over most of them in our Cricut Joy Extra unboxing. Me and Alex are together, and we go through the new products there, so you can check it out there if you like. But thank you so much for watching. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. We'd appreciate if you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to us, and then hit that little bell so you get alerts when we have something new. And when there's new mystery boxes, they sell out quickly. We will have a video as soon as the mystery boxes are released and show you what is in them. So thank you, everyone. We appreciate you all. We appreciate our crafty friends, our crafty team we have, and everybody have a craftastic week. Bye, everyone, and happy crafting.